It's right on the end of the... There it goes, there it goes!
Whoa!
Tim?
Oh!
Ow!
I'm Mark O'Shea, a zoologist specialising in reptiles. 250 million years ago, reptiles were the first vertebrates to evolve the ability to fly. There are still flying reptiles today, but one species may be losing it. I've come to the Philippines to see if evolution has hit the rewind button. I'm going to glide. The 7,000 islands of the Philippines are battered by some of the strongest winds on Earth. Entire villages have been swept away by typhoons raging at over 150 miles an hour. The tiny Draco lizard is one of the few reptiles that can fly. But here in the Philippines, flying may be just too dangerous. The fury of these winds is forcing the flying lizard to adapt or die. I've come here to compare different species of flying lizards in an attempt to determine whether the conditions under which they're evolving are affecting their ability to fly. Typhoons may be making life too dangerous for flying lizards, and in the Philippines they hit the north first and hardest. The islands known as the Typhoon Islands may have lizards which are evolving away from flight. I intend to test this theory, but my quest begins in Luzon, where the weather is calmer. All 9 species of Philippine Draco have been studied by biologist Skip Lazell. To compare the northern species with its closest relative, we travel to Hidden Valley, a secluded resort which is also a nature conservation area.
Here's one right here.
Where?
He's right on this trunk, and he's
The white
low enough
trunk
that...
lizard. Oh, and up he goes.
Yeah.
No, this algae makes this too slippy. Draco lizards are easy to spot, but hard to catch.
I can get up this trunk.
There he goes. He glides.
Oh,
All right.
yes.
Very good.
He's there.
He's on the main coconut
There's
palm
no
now.
way I can get up that. Oh, well, that's going to make catching them difficult.
Yeah, it's a good 30 foot up.
Oh, well.
And that's the frustration of the coconut palms. Practically impossible to catch up there.
Draco lizards evolved gliding to escape predators like birds, tree snakes, and me. Well, she's holding on. It's coming up towards St. Valentine's Day, and this is where people come for romantic weekends, or to pursue flying lizards. As soon as I'm on my own, or, well, Skip with me, I think we'll confine it to chasing flying lizards. These fruit are very strange.
Well, it just blooms in mid-February.
Do you mind?
I'm going to try and get the lizard to glide down by knocking it off with this pole.
Man, pole's a little unwieldy, isn't it?
Very. This is not easy.
Hidden Valley is sheltered from high winds, so the lizards have easier conditions.
The pole's just so ungainly.
You're good. Oh,
yeah.
Still on the same trunk. Oh!
Get him! Yes!
Got him.
I feel exhausted, but it's the only way to fetch him down, wouldn't it?
See, it's a
Beautiful.
male. Yeah, quite bright yellow wings. Now look at that wonderful big
Dewlap.
dagger blade
Dewlap.
dewlap. That's very characteristic of the male. The female has a much smaller one. You can actually see the rib bones here. and he works his gliding membranes just the way a cobra works its hood. He has to use real muscular effort to extend those membranes, and that works out well for us because if you can flush him off the tree trunk, tire him out, literally.
When that lizard came out of that tree and tumbled down the same trunk, I had to do a double take because it just looked like a leaf falling from the tree. Because this pattern is so much like a dead leaf.
Yeah. Pretty good imitation of a dead leaf.
Just fluttering, like this.
Yep.
Well, that's the first one. We want to catch several.
Yep.
They spread their dewlaps and wings for territorial display or to attract a female. Thousands of years ago, they found they could use these makeshift wings to glide and escape predators. My plan is to get above them so they'll jump.
I thought I was a good tree climber, but watching these guys puts me to shame. The pole sometimes is too short to reach beyond the lizard. So these guys are going up, and hopefully the lizards get lower and lower each time we get a chance to actually catch one.
Okay.
Oh!
Which way?
Yes. Oh! Well, yes, here, it's on this tree.
The system is working in that he's going lower each time, but he's only going a few feet lower.
It's right on the end of the right... there it goes.
Whoa!
I think you hit this one.
Oh! Onto this tree.
You see him? Yeah, there. Oh! Ow! He's here somewhere. No, he's here somewhere. There. I think, yes, I've got him. Ow! Yeah, I've got him. Yeah. Oh, what a chase. We've got another male, a bit darker coloured. He's very good at gliding indeed. He swooped down and I thought he's going to land low. In actual fact, at the last moment, he curved himself and went up and landed several feet higher on the tree than I was thinking he was going to make. He's covered maybe 100 metres in about 5 glides.
The gentle breezes here are perfect for long glides.
We're measuring the distance that a flying lizard glided. Basically, they can glide this distance and some. Okay, what have you got?
28 meters, 50 centimeters, which is just about 94 feet.
It came in a curve. So if we're saying 28 and a half metres in a straight line, it was doing a distance of over 30 metres in one glide, which is quite a long way for a small lizard.
This is another male.
My magnifying glasses make precise examination of the lizard easier. The shape and size of the wings seem well adapted for flight. 32.
Okay, that's very good. Now actually these wings come to almost an acute or rectilinear point. They're quite large. If you did the real wing span across both wings and looked at it compared to the head-body length, they'd be practically equal, which is remarkable.
The further north you go, the stronger the wind becomes. The Typhoon Islands are the most northerly, and Batan is thought to be the limit of the Draco lizard's range. All species are constantly adapting to changes in the environment, and the Draco may be a spectacular example. Skip discovered the Draco lizard on Batan, and we've come here to test his theory that they are losing the ability to fly. He thinks a lizard this fragile just can't weather the storm. Stalling the bloody thing. Finding suitable transport here is a bit of a problem. Could be the fact that it's knackered. Looks like we're going to have to go by bus.
So now that you're back in Batan, Skip, what would you hope to find?
The lizards here have reduced gliding membranes and reduced dewlaps. And so I'm hoping to verify that and look at some of the evolutionary implications of living in these windy islands.
And compare them with flying lizards from a sheltered island like Luzon.
Yes, the Hidden Valley lizard is going to be my standard of comparison.
On top of that, being a snake man, of course, I'm very keen to see the endemic pit viper, McGregor's pit viper, that's only found here.
Right.
Typhoons pick up energy as they move across the ocean. These islands bear the full shattering force when they first hit land. Flying lizards were stranded here when the islands formed 100,000 years ago, and Skip thinks the wind is tearing them to shreds.
Last time I was here, I found about a 10% incidence in the living Draco of broken ribs, holes punched in the gliding membranes, a lot more damage. I've never seen, actually, that kind of damage down at Hidden Valley or elsewhere in the main body of the range of flying lizards. Only up here on these windswept islands.
So they naturally get a hammering if they try to glide.
Looks that way.
If we're hoping to see lizards flying, I think we've got more chance of getting these flying.
Flying lizards don't come out at night, but this is my first chance to find a rare snake which hunts for food in the sheltered valleys after dark. A snake I would love to find.
We're doing a nocturnal hunt for McGregor's pit viper with Byron, who's a local naturalist and guide. McGregor's pit viper is found nowhere else in the world other than Batan.
They are said to have evolved a bright yellow colour, but whether this is for camouflage to resemble yellowing leaves is open to question, and nobody knows how venomous they really are.
These are the kind of places to look for nocturnal tree snakes. And lianas like that stretching from one tree to another, because snakes use them as highways to pass through the canopy.
Pit vipers have an extra sense. The pits in their faces are highly sensitive to heat, allowing them to target warm-blooded prey in the dark.
Not quite in yet. There, oh, look at that. Man, look at the colour of that. That is a young McGregor's pit viper. Just didn't believe I would see something like that. Unless my eyes are playing me up, this snake is virtually white. That is outrageous. I can't hardly believe that the first specimen we find, actually crawling along on the ground, is as near white as any natural snake I've ever seen. Of course, you see albinos in captivity and things like that. But this is as near white as any wild snake I've ever seen. And that is just unreal.
Being so obvious to predators may mean it won't survive into adulthood. Why it has evolved such a visible colour mystifies scientists. Tomorrow we'll find out if something even stranger is evolving here. A flying lizard that no longer flies. Here on Batan, flying lizards don't usually fly. But they might if somebody gets up in the trees and chases them.
There's a flying lizard on this tree, and I can climb this tree. It's not a coconut palm. Look, a lot of spiders up here.
He's just opposite your knee.
Oh, he ran down. Now, he took running back down the trunk as an escape rather than gliding, which would be the obvious one for a flying lizard to use. So that suggests to me that, I mean, that's only one occasion, but could have been so easy for him to glide, and he didn't.
Every flying lizard you see uses that dead leaf drop. They don't run down tree trunks.
Yep, I wasn't expecting that, I
But
have
you've
to
just
say.
seen it happen.
I wasn't expecting him to do that. I was expecting him to either
It's
get
on
caught-
your back, Mark. Just hold still.
No.
Now just hold still just a
I
second.
don't believe it.
Don't do anything.
Well, that has got to be a first.
Yep, that's the first one I've ever noosed off anybody's back.
Do you realise if it was a new species to science, you'd have to put the type locality down as my back?
As your back. All right, this is a lovely adult male.
I don't believe that. I obviously attract flying lizards.
Now, I don't mean to argue that these Batan flying lizards never fly, but I do think they fly less.
Yeah.
And I've never actually seen one do it.
No, they've run.
They've run.
They've done what any other tree-dwelling lizard
and
would do,
they've
which
even
is
run
scamper.
down the trunk.
They've relied on their legs, not their wings, to escape capture. Oh no, I see it. I know what I'm looking at. It's on the side. It's dark.
It's on the second right-hand branch.
And he's got his wings partially spread.
Up there he goes.
He's going
running up.
This is the kind of height that he could glide from. There. Whoa! Gliding.
He glided. Look
He
at
glided.
that.
He's down there. So under duress they
That's
glide.
the first time I've ever seen one glide, Mark.
This is a very short glide across this next tree. This is going to be very risky.
Oh, Mark. Oh, I see him going up. There he is. He's going up. He's just a little above your head. He's a little. Okay, go look to your right.
Yeah, I got it. Oh, he's not arriving. Whoa,
There he goes. Oh,
he's on
did
the
he hit the
ground.
ground?
Down under the tree. Under the tree. About to
I
come
see
back
him.
up
I
the
see him. I
trunk.
see him.
Where is it?
Don't move an inch.
You got him?
Yes, I've got him.
Nah, I'm going to glide.
Great. Now, Mark, look at the contrast between this animal and
On Luzon of Hidden Valley. The wings, they're much smaller, aren't they?
They're much more rounded.
Yeah.
That, I think, is the first step in the direction of reduction of the gliding membranes, the first step towards flightlessness in a flying lizard.
The lizard's wings have grown smaller to avoid being torn apart in high winds. But could they evolve so much that the lizards won't be able to fly? Itbayat to the north is the most windswept island of all. And the hardest to get to. No zoologist has ever studied reptiles there. To find out if lizards fly on Itbayat, we have to suffer seasickness and 20-foot sea swells. On top of a 4-hour stomach-churning voyage, we've got a heart-stopping landing to look forward to. A man died getting off the boat in seas like this only a year ago. That's the port. That's where we've got to land. It's lashing down with rain. The boat's rocking backwards and forwards, yawing, whatever. We've got to get off here and get all the gear up there. To get ashore, we have to jump off one at a time. At the exact moment, the boat rises 15 feet and crashes into the jetty. Can't throw this stuff. It goes down there, it's finished. We're trying to get the gear off. I'm trying to prevent actually throwing it off. I wouldn't advise throwing those either. Skip has always hoped there would be flying lizards on Itbayat.
Just need a bit of sunshine.
If they are here, they might be further down the evolutionary path to flightlessness. Personally, I don't see any point in pursuing this along here at all. Not with the rain, the temperatures. The term washout springs to mind. If the lizards are here, their numbers are low, and sightings must be very rare.
Hello, I'm looking for lizards. A kind of lizard that looks like that.
You've never seen the lizard like this.
Never seen a lizard like that. I'm looking for lizards like this.
I have seen, but I have not seen like this.
Yeah.
But I'm also keen to find out which snakes live here. There are no reports, so anything I find will be a new scientific record.
Is it in? Oh, it's in there? Okay. Oh, it's a retic. It's a reticulated python.
They will bite.
Yeah, I know he'll bite. That's all right. No, my little friend. The only way of getting it out is the way they put it in, which is through this very small door. So I've got to gently tease it out. Once he senses there's somewhere to go, he'll come out. That's my boy. There is no record of reticulated python from Itbayat, but it's the only snake of any real size found in the North Philippines. Even if we don't actually see any signs of any other species of snakes, reticulated pythons are the ones that people tend to notice and kill or catch. This python is now the most northerly record for the Philippines. This one's lucky to be alive. Hello? I hear you've got a banjo with a snake skin on it.
Yeah.
Could I have a look at it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, that's off a big reticulated python, that is. Do you often see big snakes like this on Itbayat?
Long time ago, but not now.
Not now, because the big ones have all been killed, presumably. And people are frightened of this snake.
Yeah.
Do you have any other skins?
Yeah, I still have.
This is from the same python.
Yeah.
I'd say we're looking at a 14, maybe as much as 16-foot python, but probably about 14-foot reticulated python there. Who killed it?
My companions in the field,
Where did they find it?
they found it in the field, our goat ranch.
Goat ranch?
Yeah.
Ah, now this would potentially eat a small kid goat.
Yeah.
And it'd eat chickens.
The highest viewpoint should reveal the best places to search for flying lizards, but the higher we go, the windier it gets. And the local transport takes a bit of getting used to.
Chucked me off, didn't he?
Come on, Mildred.
Hoppa!
There it is.
Skip, here we are on the highest point on Itbayat. What do you think now? Do you think you're right in suggesting that there are flying lizards here?
I really don't think there are, at least not now. The best vegetation I'm seeing out there, even in the sinkholes and fairly steep valleys, it's too severely deforested.
Well, everyone who's widely travelled and's been to Batan has seen them there, but
Now, however, almost anything we get on this island will be a new island record. I don't even think the house gecko's been recorded here.
no, and there certainly isn't for the reticulated python.
Right.
Itbayat is just too exposed to the wind, and there aren't enough trees. We've discovered that the limit of the flying lizard range is on Batan, where they're evolving smaller wings. An evolutionary moment that could see the beginning of a new flightless species.
This is about the dumbest thing I've done in years.
Oh! He's very good at gliding indeed. This snake is virtually white. That is just unreal. There it goes, there it goes!
Got him.
That's quite a punch.